Hello guys, welcome to my channel where we make videos that cover all you need to know about medical doctors and medical students. If you're new to this channel, please do well by subscribing and turn on the bell notification so you don't miss my new videos. And if you're a returning subscriber, thank you very much for returning again. I really appreciate you. Welcome to the 6th and last episode of Questions Doctors Would Love You to Ask Them series. And in today's video, we're going to talk about questions you need to ask your doctor during your general checkup. Broadly, there are two sets of people that come to the hospital, the sick ones and the healthy ones. Yes, you heard me right. The healthy people come to see the doctors too. According to the World Health Organization, health can be defined as a state of complete physical, mental, and social well-being, and not merely the absence of disease and infirmity. That means if we're going to follow the standard of World Health Organization, no one is really healthy, because there are lots of people that are physically healthy, but then mentally are not okay. And even if you're physically and mentally okay, social health is something that is also a challenge. So that means regularly you should be going to the hospital to be checked, because there might be some salient signs and symptoms that you wouldn't be able to pick up, which your health professional will be able to pick up if you are regular. One of the challenges we have, especially in developing world, is being unable to detect the disease early enough. So most times when the patients present, they're already bad. You discover that a lot of damage has been done, so you are mostly restricted to just palliative care. To avoid this, for the sake of yourself, for the sake of your loved ones, please go into the hospital to be checked at least once every year. Most people go to the hospital when they're sick. So even if you're feeling fine, you should be going to the hospital at least once every year to be seen by the doctor. Please, if you're not doing a general checkup, I advise you that you start doing that. Register with a good hospital, and there will be a primary care physician that will be seeing you regularly to ensure that you're doing fine. While you are at the hospital for a general checkup, the doctor sees you, takes your history to ask if there's anything wrong. Then he'll do an examination which involves a general physical examination from head to toe. And then your vitals will be taken. That will include your pulse rate, your blood pressure, your respiratory rate, and he might do a systemic examination just to check all your general system, your body system, to see if there's anything wrong with you. After that, there are a series of tests that are also being run to just check how you're doing. Some of the laboratory tests that will be done will be your CBC, that's your complete blood count or full blood count FBC, your kidney function test, lipid profile, liver function test, and stool sample will also be taken and could also be done to be examined under the microscope. And sometimes they check for occult blood. That's blood that's not visible to the naked eye in the stool. It could be picked in the laboratory. Then some imaging tests will be done, which will include a chest x-ray, sometimes an abdominal ultrasound scan, an electrocardiogram could be done. Then sometimes it involves some special tests like mammography, colonoscopy, endoscopy, it depends. These ones are specialized tests for some specialized cases. But then these are some of the tests that are usually routinely done during your general checkup. So know that first, an examination will be done. A doctor will do a clinical examination on you, and then he would run some laboratory tests and some imaging tests as the case may be. The first question you want to ask your doctor during your checkup will be, what are the examination and investigation findings? The doctor ordinarily will state them to you, but you ask in case that's not been stated. And it's not just knowing whether they are normal, high or low. If there are things that have values, or if there are measures that have values, you should know them. I would advise that you have a place, maybe a booklet or any software that you could record these things regularly and know their values. Know the normal ranges and know how you're doing. Don't just say my blood pressure is high, or my pulse rate is high or low, or my blood sugar is low. No, try and know the values and try to record them consistently to ask. The next question you want to ask will be, are there some additional tests that I will have to undergo either now or in the future? I have listed the tests that you have to do. So depending on the findings or the results, you may or may not undergo additional tests. If these are usually within the normal range, then there's no need, just keep on going. However, if the doctor notices that there are some changes, you might have to undergo further specialized tests. Like if your chest x-ray and your ECG are not normal, you might have to undergo an echo to see if there's any structural abnormality in the heart that is suggesting the bad result. Maybe your stool sample is not normal, you might have to go for a colonoscopy or an endoscopy. Also, as you get older, there are some tests that are peculiar for older people, which you might have to do, especially colonoscopy, to be able to detect colon cancer, and the mammogram to be able to detect some breast anomaly too. As you get older, you will definitely do some of these tests. The next question you want to ask will be, what do I currently have that poses a risk for a serious disease or a chronic disease subsequently? For some people, their family history is already a risk factor for certain diseases because a lot of diseases run in the family. So you should be aware of that too, and it will help you to prepare. And if you could avoid them, you should avoid them too. And another thing will be, there might be some diseases that have been picked that if not handled on time will lead to way more serious illnesses subsequently. So just like hypertension could, if not handled well, could lead to hypertensive heart disease and also cause a heart failure. Ask and be told by the doctor that these are some things that are quite risky, and we have to see how both the doctor and the patient play their part to see that these things are avoided. I know it's difficult, especially when you're seemingly healthy, to ask these kind of questions and you wouldn't want to hear the bad news, but it's better you hear this and start planning to see how you can avoid them than to come and just discover that you have them. The next one, which is closely related to the last question that you asked, will be, what activities do I need to continue doing or to stop doing in order to remain healthy? We know that exercise and diet contribute largely to how healthy we are. Normally, everybody is recommended to exercise. I know that some people are very zealous and want to just go to the gym and start exercising aggressively. You want to lose weight, you want to ensure you're healthy. But please, whatever activity, whatever exercise you're going to start or you're doing, you should consider sustainability in terms of the hours being put into it, the energy being put into it, or also the money too. It's not easy to go to and register in a gym and becoming consistently too. Then some activities too, some habits like smoking, drinking, and other things are not usually healthy. So you cut down on them, and if you can't stop them completely, you need to know what to stop and to keep on doing. Eat healthy, eat a lot of fruits and vegetables, avoid a lot of junks as much as you can. This will help promote your health or sustain you being healthy for as long as possible. This question, the next question is, in case something is being found out, maybe a pathology or an illness is being found out, you could ask the doctor that, will I need a medication for this or not? For some particular pathologies, especially when they are caught early and they are not serious, you may not be started on medication. You may just be observed for a while. We try as much as possible to see that. If there's a non-pharmacological option that will still improve outcome, most doctors will go for that. Then for some patients, you might already have been on some medications too. So in the course of going to, you ask whether you need to continue your medications or not. You might need to continue them, or the dosages might be reduced or the frequencies might be reduced if you're doing better. However, in case you're not doing better too, the dosages might be increased or the frequency might be increased, or other new drugs added to you too. So please also discuss, if you're on medications, discuss about your medications. Know whether you need to be started on new medications, or if you're currently on medications, ask whether these current medications you have are going to be modified. The doctor should be able to give you the appropriate answer depending on what he or she finds out at the moment. The next question you will ask will be, what symptoms should I be worried about, and what should I do if I should experience these symptoms? Ideally, there's some warning signs, especially when you have some suspicion for a disease or so. Like most times you have a headache, it could just be that you didn't sleep well or you went through stress. But then headache could also be caused by an intracranial lesion or something way more serious than that. So we will tell you which ones are normal, which ones you should be worried about, and ideally if they're the ones that we should be worried about, we will tell you what to do. The advice is trying to come to the hospital as soon as possible. There's the accident emergency unit where you can rush in and you're being seen immediately. So ask so that the doctor will let you know which symptoms are okay, which symptoms you can manage at home with maybe just painkillers, and which you will need to come to the hospital immediately. The next question you want to ask the doctor will be, will I keep seeing you or will I have to see another doctor or another specialist? Normally, if everything is under control, you keep seeing the doctor that you're seeing. However, if some diseases are being picked, or if a disease is being picked that requires the services of a specialist or another doctor, the doctor will let you know too. So maybe a disease has been picked, but then it's just something that can be managed by the primary caregiver. It's nothing to worry about. However, if there's no improvement, you'll likely be referred to a specialist because he or she is in a better position to handle you at that moment. So please ask that question. It also helps you to know the progress you are making health-wise. Even if you love the current doctor that you're with, many times, if need be, you will have to see another doctor. It's okay. It's better that we know you're in better hands than we attend your funeral. Please just try and obey. If you're being referred to another specialist, don't allow your love for your current primary caregiver prevent you from going. Just go. The doctors, the specialists are very good people too. I'm sure you might even like them more than your previous doctor. So please don't allow your bond with your doctor prevent you from seeing another doctor when you're being referred. Then the last question will be, when next am I visiting? As I said earlier, general checkups require you coming annually. However, there are times that maybe something has been found and your next visit might be earlier than a year later. So please find out to know whether you're going to come a year later or before that. And please note it in your reminder, note it in your calendar. Try not to miss any appointment. It's extremely important that you don't miss your annual checkups. Please do that. That's all for the questions you need to ask your doctor during your annual checkup or during your general checkup. If there's anything that I have missed, if there's anything you've not really understood or you're not clear about, let me know in the comment section below. If there's any point that you really could relate with, please let me know. I really look forward to your comments. It helps me to be able to interact with you better. If you're here to subscribe, please subscribe, especially if you enjoyed this video. You could go and watch the previous videos. This is the last of the questions for doctor series, and I'm sure you will find the other ones very, very helpful too. Comment, subscribe, like, and also share with your loved ones. Thank you very much.